What's going on, everybody? So, welcome. I know I haven't done a stream in a while, and that is because a lot of factors going on. You guys probably already know I am the project lead of The Glorious Cause, which we came out with a new demo for Next Fest, which was last week. Huge thanks to everybody that wishlisted the game. I really appreciate that. We have announced our release date, which is July 1st, 2026. So we're kind of under the gun. And I've been working very hard the last couple of days. And then I also have another project I'm working on. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So interesting. Anyway, if you guys are not familiar with The Glorious Cause, I highly recommend checking it out. Just type in The Glorious Cause in Steam, it'll pop up. In essence, basically, it's the first sandbox American Revolution strategy game. So basically, when you start the game, it's going to be like this, right? You click the US flag, you click to the British Army that's here, and then they'll use the roads and start moving, right? And as they get close, you use the scroll wheel on your mouse, you zoom in, and that becomes this. Now, just for reference, this is 25 yards per hex. In our game, it's going to be a little bit, it's larger in terms of per hex value. But in essence, it's going to allow you to kind of be a sandbox American Revolution War game. It's going to be, there's not going to be like a tactical engine, a strategic engine. It's going to be basically one engine, one game. So like if you played Rome Total War and you notice when two armies meet, you have to wait for the tactical engine to run. It's not going to be kind of like that. It's just you zoom in. There's going to be a transition. Anyway, enough about my game. I want to play the demo. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Let me just change up the compatibility layer. I was playing this a little bit earlier, testing it. We got Kraken Studios, made with reality. He's using Unity. Interesting. I wonder if Unity is easier to code in than Godot and VS Code. And yes, I am wearing my New York jersey. I do have the New York cap that was given to the players when the New York Knicks won the NBA Finals. So after 53 years, we finally did it. So I'm very motivated about that. Very, very excited. So as you can see, this is a sliver of the game, right? Total Victory. The first demo is of Operation Barbarossa. The second demo is the Afrika Korps under Erwin Rommel. And I can't wait for this game to come out. I think it's September 1st. So I think six days before my birthday. So the thing I can't wait for about this game is, so, if you played Warplan and you played Warplan Pacific, right? Which is the European and Pacific theaters of this game. In this game, I'm hoping that I can start the game in 1939, right? Let's say the Americans get into World War II. I start moving my Navy and Army to Europe and Africa, right? And then let's say Japan bombs Pearl Harbor in 1940. I can move my Navy and some of those Army units through the Panama Canal to Hawaii and start, fight a two-front war. That's my dream right there for this game. And you can see the Panzer Corps here. By the way, I do have the game on here. So if you guys do want to chat, I do have it up there. So let's do this first. Let us do some bombing. I am gonna move the Italian armor first forward. Let's do some bombing. That's not too bad. Can we do it again? No. Okay. And then let's move these guys here. And then I have the African Corps, which is just one Panzer Division and one motorized. Wasn't it? No, it was that small, I remember, I think. There's this one YouTube channel that I follow. I forgot the name of it. It's gonna drive me nuts if I don't look at it. I'm sorry. But there's this one YouTube channel,
one is distracted by handheld consoles. One has.
Why did it just go into the video? I watch a lot of not that one. He does a really good series, and I can't find it. It's usually one of the best ones out there. I want to say, I was gonna say Fez for a second. But it's, yeah, I can't find it. Oh man, it's driving me. Oh, Tick History right here. So I love Tick History. So he really dives in. His last video was a long time ago, a year ago, but he has these playlists where like he has a whole thing on Stalingrad that is like crazy good, and he cites sources and all that. Really awesome. And I got the Italian Navy. I'm gonna move them forward. I forgot how naval works in this game, but well, it'll come back to me hopefully. Got a motorized division. Okay. Everybody moved? No, you can't move. Okay. Alright. I think we're good for this turn. Let's click end turn. Okay. Did I do the turn? I don't know. I got like a little ping. I don't know if it's from Discord or I don't have anything else running. I have Steam. Yeah. Oh, that's from. It's probably from Steam. Let me click end turn here. Now, some of you guys will be looking at this and being like, wait, this is not Windows. So yes, this is actually running Fedora Linux. I'm a big Linux Mac guy. The reason being is Fedora is open source. So if you guys are not familiar with Linux, it's an operating system that came out in '93. You actually use Linux every day, believe it or not. If you have an Android phone, you're actually using Linux. Amazon servers, pretty much every website uses Linux. My website uses Linux. 9 out of 10 Microsoft servers, I believe, use Linux. So the company that makes Microsoft Windows Server, that a lot of companies and corporations use, doesn't even use their own server. They use Linux, which I think is kind of funny. Anyway, it's very private. So like there's like basically you can I think there's one option if you want to share analytics with Fedora, which is what the company, the organization that makes this. You can say yes or no. If you say no, no data leaves your computer here. Now I know some people get scared and they're like, oh, you have to go into the command line. Honestly, you can use Linux now without the command line. It's at that point. And the other big thing is 90 to 95% of your Steam games run on Linux. So they run through this thing called Proton. And, you know, I've been able to play pretty much every game on there. So I highly recommend it. mainly because as a former Microsoft employee, I can tell you there are Microsoft loves capturing data. They love capturing data on their users. And then Satya Nadella was just at the Build conference, which is kind of like their equivalent to Apple's keynotes. And he was like, basically, I believe he was even quoted saying that the days of the Windows operating system and stuff like that is like gonna be in the past. I could have sworn I heard him say something like that, and which is kind of like, seriously, dude. The people that keep your operating system afloat are corporations and gamers. And, you know, IT directors and people like IT managers are usually gamers a lot of times, or network administrators. So they stay on Windows because, you know, like their games are on Windows. But most games now run on Steam. And in a lot of times they run better. Games that are made for Windows actually run better on Linux than they do on Windows, which is kind of crazy when you come to think about it. I'll move this guy up here. I forgot how naval works. So this is a convoy, right? I see it going all the way to... Okay, over here. And I'm assuming there was supposed to be a convoy or some supplies coming from Italy. I don't know. Alright, so I went around their flank. Let me move north. I don't even know what I can do in this, because this is like a sliver of the actual game. The actual game is going to be pretty sick. So as you can see, it's going to be very sick. You know, I can't wait for this game to come out. So like, this is what I'm hoping for, right? So like right here you got South America, you got North America, right? And then I'm assuming like the Panama Canal is somewhere right around here. So I have my forces here, and then let's say, you know, Japan gets involved in World War II, I can take my forces from here and then traverse and then come up here. So you know, that's what I'm hoping for. I should probably read the description of the actual game to see if it offers, if it's gonna do that 1-to-1. And I think you can hold down Control, right? Or is it Shift? Control, is it Alt? Or is it... it's a super key, okay. No, I still don't have enough strength to take them out. That's okay. I like that the game auto-saves too. Because, like, there's numerous times where you want to play the game and you autosave and, you know, I'm sorry, you don't autosave and then you get yourself in a really bad pickle. Alright, so super key, 3-to-1. What do you guys think? Let me move this. I can't move this guy. Alright, let me hit them a few more times. What? Okay, I guess I have to hit it twice. Okay. Oh, they're falling back. Open the road. Oh, crap. Alright, I shouldn't have done that. Alright, I love that you can do undo last move. I know it's kind of a cheat. I actually talked to my team about it for the Glorious Cause. Should we do an undo button? And some members are like, no, that's kind of like cheating. Which kind of it is. Let's go up to here. Too far away. Let's get them here. Let's get them here. I don't know what these guys do. I forgot how the whole let's do patrol. Okay. You know, and the Italians had a big army in Africa, from what I remember. I was watching Tick History, and I think he did one on the Africa campaign, or was it Armchair General? You know, this thing that really bothers me, so, you know, I really like Tick. He stopped posting videos, like I said, last year, but Armchair Historian also stopped. And I forgot... or will stop. I forgot how it's gonna happen, but basically he had a video out not too long ago. I think, yeah, retiring end of 2026. Okay, yeah, so sucks. I really love his videos. I hope somebody picks up the mantle, man, because, you know, there's a lot of history to cover, right? I mean, like, there's history now, right? Oh, okay, cool. You can move the... okay, cool. You have history going on right now, right? Like, historic history. You know, I'm not gonna get into politics or anything like that, so don't worry about that. Can I build stuff? Nah. Well, no, you can, technically. Okay, you have to hit it twice. I wonder why. Because in Operation Barbarossa, you didn't have to hit it twice. I'm assuming there's a reason behind it. Alright, let's get to... oh, we just bypassed them. So there's some British soldiers here, 9th Australian. Where did these guys go? Alright. So I'm gonna have the Italian tanks go this way, meet up with the German tanks somewhere around here, and I'm gonna have the infantry come up here. You know what's gonna I said this in I said this before, I think, but you know what's kind of crazy in you know, our perception of World War II? Like, you see a lot of videos of the Germans motorized, right, with panzers and trucks and all that stuff, and the weird thing is like, that was the exception rather than the rule, right? In Operation Barbarossa, right, like, the majority of the German army was on foot, right? Only like a fraction was maybe 10%, maybe 20%, I forgot the figures, don't get old, were motorized, and they always had trouble with gasoline, and, you know, which was one of the big reasons why they actually invaded. Can you move these? Oh, okay, cool. I did not know you can move. Okay, cool. I didn't know you can move these AA guns. I wonder if you could put them on, like, if they're being carried by, like, trucks or something. Interesting. Alright, so I got all these guys coming here. We're gonna hit the Australians. Ooh, they're at 162. And these guys have been moving fast, so they're getting tired. And I know I'm kind of breezing through this. It's just I got a lot to do on the on my actual game here. Keeping an eye on Slack. Because we're trying to get the game out to submit to Steam tomorrow. So, oh, that's where they went. Oh, okay, interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. That's a little scary now that I think about it. Let's move you there. Just want to make sure I got those, you know, those things covered there. Last thing you want to do is have their armor literally rip right through your planes, right? So the Australians came here, and so they're mobilizing here. Oh man, I took heavy losses, I think, on that one, right? Yeah, I did. Daggone. Okay, that's not good. Alright, so what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna have the Italians deal with the Brits. While the Germans secure Benghazi. And go up the main route. And by the way, you know, I don't know if I mentioned this because I did like 2 takes of this video. Thank you for everyone who wish listed my game, The Glorious Cause, last week, which was Next Fest. I really appreciate everybody that put out, like, join the community, let us know of any errors and stuff like that. The other thing I wanted to mention is, well, obviously the game is going to be released on July 1st. The other thing is, I would highly recommend wishlisting this game. Alvaro from Kraken Studios is an amazing human being. You know, we actually ran into some sticking points, and I reached out to him. I'm like, hey, listen, Alvaro, can you give me some feedback on, you know, for my dev team on, you know, this and that? And he was more than happy to help, and really, really good guy. But the number one reason why you should wishlist this game is because it's going to be epic. It's going to be the largest World War II grand strategy game ever made. It's going to be better, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, than Hearts of Iron 3 or 4. You know, and any other World War II game out there, right? And I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for it, and the reason why I say that is because with Hearts of Iron 4, every time they come out with a DLC, I get very excited, right? Like, you can design your own aircraft, right? Like the B-17s, you can, you know, add more, you know, I don't know, drop tanks or something like that to get more range, or your fighters can have drop tanks, whatever. You can customize your aircraft, you know, you can customize your tanks, you know, you customize your ships, you know, your destroyers to, you know, be more designed for taking out, subs rather than being escort ships. I really love that, but the game is just, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know. I just feel like the whole political system in Air, where you have to like gain army experience and then political points and all this other stuff, gets to be more of a hassle, and then there are decisions, and I don't know, it's just, it takes away from you concentrating on the battlefield, and that's what I want to concentrate on, you know. And but that's my 2 cents, you know, like that's the way I feel, you know. Everybody else is you know, everybody's different, you know. So all right, so 16. Nice. All right, so I cut them off, and ooh, they're in bad shape. They're at 46, and these guys are at 53. I'm gonna take this. See if I can. I want to see how bad, because this is a strength, right? Yeah. Okay, that's not bad. So I'm gonna have like basically 1 Italian army heading after them. So whole Italian army is gonna deal with the Brits and the Australians, and then I'm gonna have the German 300th Oasis Division, I think, move up. Nice. Okay, good. Nice. Okay. I forgot what I'm supposed to do with the Navy. But I can't wait till this game comes out. September 1st. I would say I would take a week off work, but I don't have a job. So, I mean, technically I do with this game and this other thing I'm starting up. So, me and a bunch of me and my buddy who worked at Apple, Amazon, Cisco, and another buddy of mine who worked at an MSP with me, we decided to create our own MSP. And the reason being is we just got tired. We got tired of how MSPs are run. And if you guys are not familiar with the MSP, it's just basically an IT company. So like if you're running a, I don't know, an apparel company, if you're running a manufacturing company, if you're whatever, a plumbing company, and you don't want to have an IT department, right? You contract with the IT service, IT company, like 3Stack IT, right? And basically they cover your IT stuff. And the last MSP that I worked for, and you guys can go back to my live videos, I got a really good position, good salary, but I was really shocked at the level of dysfunction and what's the word I'm looking for? So, you know, I'm very pro-military, right? You know, I, did Joint Task Forces, Air National Guard, Army National Guard, I think Marines, originally went to Marine Corps boot camp, had a medical discharge. So, so I'm very pro-military, they're heroes, all that are serving. So when I see an MSP that is kind of responsible for how do I say, an environment that has confidential, secret, and possibly top secret information, and does some really, really scary things like sending out information over the open web that can make it very easy for people to gain access to that data, it scares the crap out of me. And you know, when I was telling my manager, I'm like, we gotta change this. Like, if there's a hacker right in between that, like, this stuff is very easy to get. We gotta stop it, right? Like, we gotta change this process, because if a hacker gets it and it goes to a rival, aggressive nation, right, and they get access to this information that has military, that is connected with the military, works with the military, is like serious. Like, this is serious stuff. This is no joke. This could put lives in danger. My manager was just like, and at that point I was just like, wow, okay, so you don't give a crap. I was just literally shocked. I was literally in shock, and I was like, I was upset, and I reported it. I reported it to the FBI. I reported it to DHS, because like, that can't stand, man. That cannot stand. Like, if one American soldier, if you put our soldiers in our harm's way because you're lazy to not develop a secure system, no. And then they were like, they weren't happy with my performance because they were like, you're calling out these things. And I'm like, yeah, I'm calling them out because they're serious. I had this company that I worked for, this MSP, that basically was like, it's really bad. Like, so just to give you an example, like, this MSP, service this client in Norfolk, a law firm, pretty big one, and they were having problems with their server, right? Their upspeed wasn't anywhere near what they were paying for, and I diagnosed it. I got the router technician on the phone. We VNC'd into the into the actual GUI, and we both agreed that it just probably requires a firmware reset. And I, told the client, like, 95% of these things are solved by software. It's just usually that 5 to 10% that you do have to swap out the stuff. And, this client, this MSP that I worked for, had about 50, 60 clients, right? Now, if you have 56 to 60 clients, and a lot of them are big, you would think that you would have replacement, like routers, workstations, switches, things like that, right? So when the head of the law firm said, hey, just in case it's that 5 to 10%, do you have a router, just in case, because this will have to get repaired. And I'm like, yeah, of course. Right? And then my manager comes by and says, yeah, we don't have a router. And I'm like, what? Hold on, let me just make sure my, okay. Yeah, we don't have a spare router. And I'm like, what? I don't understand that. We don't have a spare router. We have like 60 clients. We don't have a spare router. What if, like, tomorrow, like, there's a lightning storm and it fries out, like, one of our clients' servers? Like, what do we do then? And so he was just like, well, look, if it is a hardware issue, we're gonna send their router, this law firm, back to the manufacturer. And I said, that's probably going to take like 3 to 5 business days. And he says, yeah, probably, if you know, if everything went well, most likely probably a week, maybe a week and a half. And I'm like, so this law firm is going to be without internet for a week to a week and a half? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, well, and I was like, do you see, like, this, they're not gonna be happy with that, right? Like, how are they gonna operate? And he was just like, it's not our concern. I'm like, so I was just like, I was just like in awe. I kid you not, I was in awe. And I mean, thankfully it was a software thing. Like I mentioned, it was, but just the fact that they were like, it's not, you know, it is what it is, you know, like, and I was just like, well, how about this? Like, you know, we don't have, you know, you said we don't have any spare routers. Let me see if Best Buy or some retailer has a commercial grade router. Best Buy did. And I said, so along the way, we could just pick up this router and be like, hey, listen, you know, just in case, you know, we have this spare router or whatever, right? And, you know, it turns out, if it turns out to be software, we could just return it, right? He was still like, no. I was just like, okay. So to me, oh man, oh, they just brought up a brand new brigade and they're just gonna eat into. So I'm not gonna cheat, I'm not gonna undo that turn. But I will bomb that. Nice. Nice. One more time. Retreat! Nice, very nice. So it was just bad. I could not believe that MSP ran that way. And then I had like I had so many things. I was brought in as a Mac technician because, like, obviously I worked for Apple for like 7 to 10 years, and I remember going out to lunch with the person who administered all the Macs, right? And she was like, I'm so glad that you're here because I know nothing about Macs, so you're gonna have to teach me. And I'm like, you're administering all the Macs? And she was like, yeah. And you don't know nothing about Mac? And they were like, no. Okay. And so when I approached my boss, I'm like, hey, when am I gonna get my Mac? Like, you know, I'm fine with a MacBook Neo. It's the, you know, we can get it for $550. He's like, oh no, you're using the HP. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm using the HP laptop, but I'm the Mac technician? He's like, yeah. Like, you're gonna be using the HP? I'm like, okay. And I'll tell you, I kid you not, I had tickets for simple things like password resets. So like people forget their password that they just made to get into their account. I had tickets that were like over like about 2 weeks old because we couldn't reset their password. Because the way the person who was administering all the Macs didn't set it up right. So the ultimate thing for every Mac ticket was bring it to the Apple store. And I was just like in awe. I was just in awe. There was just so many issues there, like, that I could not believe were happening. Let me see if I can move up here. Let me see if I can do a short bombardment. Did I do a short bombardment? Because these are all BBs, right? But yeah, I was literally just like shocked and awed, and that was not even the like it just got worse and worse and worse. So like the other thing was, we're an MSP, we're supposed to fix the laptops, right? So I got 3 HP laptops I was supposed to fix, so I brought my iFixit kit, my iFixit kit, because they didn't have them. They only had one, and that was because one technician was begging the vice president to buy one for so many years, and eventually relented. So I brought my own, and I put, the 3 laptops were put down on a table. I came in and they were gone. I'm like, where did it go? And my coworker was like, Matt, the vice president took them. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, hey, Matt, did you take the 3 laptops that were there? He was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, because I was gonna work on them and get them working. It's just like, why would you be working on them? I'm like, oh, I took the ticket. And he was just like, why aren't you sending these laptops to HP? I'm like, because we gotta troubleshoot it, right? He's like, no, as soon as it comes in, we send it to HP. And I'm like, oh, nobody ever told me that. I'm like, I was told that we work on the laptops ourselves. So I go to, my coworkers and I'm like, oh, we don't, I didn't know that we don't work on laptops. And they're like, what are you talking about? We work on laptops all the time, software and hardware. I'm like, in fact, we can't actually send the laptops out to HP or Dell until we troubleshoot and try to repair it ourselves. And I'm like, I'm confused. So I have the vice president saying this, you guys are saying this. He's like, I don't know why Matt told you that. I'm like, okay. So that was just something that I couldn't. Ooh, abundant. Oh, that's good. What if I 1-to-1? No, that's not good enough. Okay. Why can't they move forward? Is there a zone of control? But and it just kept getting worse, guys, over and over. Like, so that was a huge thing, because I didn't know if we work on laptops or not. Like, the vice president told me not to work on laptops, but I can't send it to HP or Dell because they require us to work on the laptops before sending it back to them. So it's like, what do I do? And then, other things that I, brought up was like, obviously I don't have a Mac laptop. I need to have a Mac laptop to kind of diagnose, because they were using Adigy, which is a non-endorsed Apple device management software, and it wasn't set up correctly. So that's why, 2-week password resets. So they were like, no, that's a no-go. I'm like, okay. And then the other thing that I had was like, I'm kind of curious, like, our knowledge base is very sparse, right? We have 60 clients, but like, we'll have like, a few notes for each. And he said, yeah. And I'm like, so I'm kind of curious, like, is there a bigger knowledge base? Just like, well, everybody has their own knowledge base. I'm like, okay. And if you don't know what knowledge base is, it's basically like, it's just basically notes. So like, if you get a ticket and you figure out like, oh, this router has this problem, or fix for Outlook, if it has this error problem, you note that in a knowledge base, right? So you could just quickly type out like Outlook not loading, and it'll give you a whole bunch of articles, and you can try to fix it with that way. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, are we going to build up this knowledge base? He said, I don't think so. And I'm like, so everybody has their own knowledge base? Like, so how do I like figure out, like, because I'm running into roadblocks on a lot of tickets because there's no information on them. He's like, yeah, you just gotta ask around. I'm like, ask around? He was like, yeah, just go around the whole service desk room, go to the network engineering side, ask them for their, if they have any feedback. And I'm like, why don't we just put it in a a knowledge base? He said, well, because, you know, we don't want people to clutter it with misinformation. I'm like, well, the thing about that is like, you're not going to run into misinformation. Because when people submit knowledge base articles, they submit it and the manager gets it, the manager reviews it, makes any corrections, and then publishes it, or, you know, sends it back to the person that made it and say, make these corrections. And he was like, yeah. I'm like, so you're not going to have misinformation? He's like, yeah. So I'm like, he said, Matt's never going to go for it. I'm like, Matt's very controlling, isn't he? It's just like, Matt has his own ways of doing things, and I'm like, yeah, I see. And oh, I need to slow down the animations. And so for me, it was like, you know, it was a really not stable environment. It was really not a stable environment. And, you know, they kind of brought up, like, you know, in essence, you know, we're not gonna, this is really not working out. And I'm like, okay. He was like, you know, you want a Mac, you know, and then you want us to share notes. And I'm like, I said, I'm asking these things because, like, where I'm from, like, you know, from like previous IT companies, Microsoft, Apple, like we made knowledge articles, right? And we shared it with the company, right? If you go to Apple has a what they call, I think, GSX. I think that's what it's called. But that's their knowledge base. And it has, like, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of articles, maybe millions at this point. Microsoft has the same thing. You can go into Microsoft's knowledge base if you're an employee or if you're affiliated with them, and get, like, tons of things. And if you work for IT departments before too, like, there is a big knowledge base where you just type in, like, hey, you know, you get blue screen of death every time you do this, and it pops up with an article that somebody else found a solution for, you know, 4 years ago. And he was just like, yeah, and, you know, we don't do that here. And I'm like, I said, I understand that, but at the same time, like, I have to contact, like, all these different people to find a solution, you know, and half the time, or most of the time, these other technicians don't respond to me. So, like, I'll take a ticket and it'll be a week in because I'm asking everybody, like, do you have any information on this? Do you have any information on this? No response. And it's like, it was just, oh my gosh, it was. So that's why we decided to do 3Stack IT. You know, you could book a thing here, and, you know, the other thing with our IT that we're starting out with, and I find really interesting versus other MSPs, is, like, other MSPs won't touch Linux. They're scared of Linux. Meanwhile, Linux accounts for literally 80 to 90% of the computers that are run worldwide. All Android phones are Linux. Chromebooks are Linux. So when I suggested, like, open source software or using Linux to, you know, to utilize, so we don't have to pay for X software. Like, if you're using HubSpot, right, and HubSpot charges you $39 a user, right, I can charge you $5 for that user and give you the same experience. MSPs don't understand that. They don't understand open source. So Dang, it's still 1-1. That's bad. I guess because they're cut out of supply. Oh, I lost the whole division right there. Oh, snap. Okay. That's not good. Ooh, that's really bad. Can I do shore bombardment? I know I'm talking a lot about this job. It's just that you know, it really did a number on me, honestly, to be honest with you. And losing my job was just really, it hurt a lot. I got a family to care for and everything, so it's yeah. So I'm really hoping the Glorious Cause takes off. But yeah, I mean, you know, I can, you know, like, I can't understand the knowledge base argument that this guy Matt is against. I can't understand having a Mac technician without giving them a Mac. I can't understand why you would have somebody that doesn't know nothing about Macs administering Macs for numerous clients. A number of other things like the replacements parts, like routers and workstation switches, all that stuff. I can't understand any of that. But the biggest thing that I can't understand is when we brought up to them, this could potentially put our service members' lives in danger. And my manager going like, not caring, that made me really upset. There is no if, ands, or buts. Nothing. If you're okay, if you don't care that this information could be compromised and put our soldiers' lives in danger, I mean, honestly, like, oh, shattered, the whole Africa Corps destroyed. Okay, that was not good. I just lost the whole Africa Corps. Well, most of it. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I went on the offensive too fast. But yeah, I'm that really boils my blood, you know, honestly, like, you know, and people can say, like, you know, they can come at me and be like, you know, just do your job. And that's what people were telling me, just like, just do your job, don't say anything. It is what it is. And I'm like, guys, like, this is serious stuff. Like, we can lose soldiers, you know, from this. There's one capital ship there. Let's engage it. Ooh. Oh, I took more loss than he did. There we go. Okay, 0-1. Oh no, I took a heavy loss. It said 0-1. I thought I'd. Oh man. So there goes the entire. Ooh, that's not good. Oh crap, that's bad. All right, we're gonna move this guy there, and then I'm gonna move this guy there. I'm in really bad. Can I get more reinforcements, please? Oh man, I lost the whole Africa Corps. But yeah, like I'll never understand that. Like when I saw my manager John say, you know, like that this law firm is gonna be without internet for a week and a half, and him just shrugging his shoulders, I was just like, you really don't care about the clients, like you don't. And then every time there was a man, I'm not gonna win this anyway. Okay, let's just hold tight there. I am in a really bad spot here. I'm just gonna have him hang tight there. There's not much I can do. I can bomb them, but I'm actually taking more losses than they are. Look how strong they are. The 9th Australian Division. Not good. Definitely not good. I got nothing else to move forward. I need reinforcement. Oh, can I actually build? Oh, okay. I got something coming. How do I deploy him? Deployment. There we go. Where do I deploy them? Please don't tell me over here. Oh, there's a bug. I see. If you go that way, okay. That's alright though. This game has like so many months until it releases. So I got the 21st Panzer Division. That's all I have that's gonna go up against these guys. I gotta hit it twice. They're gonna destroy me, man. I got one German brigade or division there. Ain't enough. I got... Look at this. Oh! They're gonna destroy the Italian Air Force now.
Oh yeah!
I lasted a lot less than Rommel.
I'm more powerful.
I just rushed through. I just figured if I cut them off here, their supply would cut off. I didn't expect them to get all these reinforcements. And I know excuses, but it's true. And there's literally, like, let me fly all the way down here. Let me hit to Benghazi. I don't even think these guys can cross the...
Oh yeah!
Oh my gosh. Alright, I'm gonna end it here. Obviously I lost, but I highly recommend you guys play it. Don't be so aggressive like me, where, you know, you push your units too far forward and thought they were kind of, you know, gonna be able to quickly destroy the British, Australians, and... Dang. Anyway, I can't wait for this game to actually come out. But yeah, if you are an IT company, you know, give us a call. But yeah, that does it for me. I have to get back. I'm hoping to gotta release a new devlog soon, because last one was Friday and it is Wednesday, so I have to probably release it by, well, Thursday or Friday, and let you guys know where we are in the status of the game. There's a lot of really cool things happening. Our 2D artist is already redoing these models to make them much more detailed. So Sophia's already working on that. We got a lot of things in store, so keep an eye out, follow, wish list, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See you then.